Today I'm going to go through some basic programming. Now, obviously, this is very different for the individual, so it depends what you're working towards, what your training history is, injuries, available time, etc., etc. But I just want to go through some basics on how I program myself, and I sort of look at other people's programming when I do coaching for people. So let's jump in and have a look. So we have the things we're going to cover today are handstands. I'm not going to go into specifics of the exercises within the program. I'm going to go on how you lay out your week and some options. Bent arm strength. Now, our bent arm strength is handstand push up, muscle up, chins, etc. Straight arm strength, straight arm scapular strength is planche, levers, so that could be front, back lever, and skin the cat. And the big one, press to handstand. Now we do have legs as well. I'm going to put legs in there and mobility. Mobility. So how do we put our week together to hit all of those things? Now we have things that we cover daily. Now it should be some general daily mobility and daily handstands. Now it might be simple balance. I would recommend that you're kicking up and playing in a handstand every day and you're doing some basic mobility work. Now, that basic mobility work should be pancake, and it might just be spending time in these positions, forward fold, and or hamstring work. Squat and thoracic work. And depends on you as an individual, you probably want to do some rec fem, hip flexor opening. I'd recommend that as your daily mobility work of some kind, but I would be spending time in these positions and I would be doing some sort of kick up and balance every day on your hands. So we have the daily practice of handstands and mobility. Now that might be all you do on some days. So we'll call that your rest days. Now, if you're working harder skills in handstands, we need to put in some longer sessions that are just handstands. So if we say we're going to do a long session of handstands on Monday, we're going to do it on Wednesday, and we're going to do it on Friday. Now on Tuesday, we're going to do our bent arm strength. Now notice here, I've put handstands in first because we're going to do a basic handstand warm up, and then we're going to go into our harder bent arm strength work. Now that could be handstand push-ups, like I say, it could be chins, because they would obviously go together nicely. It could be muscle up work. Then we have our straight arm strength, which we're going to do handstand again. Now this is our warm up, our daily handstand practice, so something small, and then we add in the straight arm scapular strength. So that could be planche and lever, or it could be press work, or a combination of both. That's for that one and that one, where you could be doing a mixture of those. Again, it's down to what you're used to and your training history, etc. And then on the Wednesday, you could put legs in here and legs in there. And with your legs, I would just be thinking of things like a bend pattern of some sort, a squat pattern of some sort, and or a lunge pattern, and do some sort of programming where you go through different variations of those. Again, it depends on your goals and your history with those. You could be doing something like Olympic lifting or something as well. So don't worry too much about the specifics yet. So that's a simple 4-day split. Now you have to make a choice on what you do on Saturday and Sunday. One way of doing it is have a complete rest day And remember, we've still got that daily mobility and we've got that daily handstands, but you could have a rest day and then you could repeat. So you go back to that Monday session, which actually starts then on the Sunday, and you just repeat that 4-day split again and put a rest in. Now, this would just be like a general guideline on how you could do it. So you just keep repeating like that. Now, me personally, I don't do this. I do something quite different. I've been training handstands now for the last 8 years daily. So my schedule at the moment looks like this. Now, I'm not saying you should copy this. I will do handstands, normally some up to some sort of one arm work. So one arm, and then I will do handstand push-ups. Tuesday, I'll do the handstands again, more one arm play, and I will do some press work. So it could be stoulders, it could be repetitions of straddle press or whatever. Thursday, I'm going to do handstands again, and surprisingly, I'm doing one arm again. And then I might go into handstand push-ups again. What is that? So I go handstand push-ups again, but now I'm going to more advanced things like a dead press or 90-degree handstand push-ups. Thursday, I'm going to go into handstands again, and it might not be one arm. I might do some tucks, some shapes, something like that, and then I go into planche work. Now, normally though, when I do my planche work, there's some press work in there as well because I'm pressing into planche, something like that. And then occasionally I might do handstand and it might be muscle ups. It might be a bar muscle up, it might be ring muscle ups, it might be like that. So basically, what I do is every day of the week I'm doing handstands. Sometimes it's just handstands on one arm. Now, those days normally are what I would call my rest day because I'm not doing any strength with it. Some days as well, I might do handstands plus harder mobility. So things like splits, deep active pancakes, something like that. So basically, what I'm saying is my training is based around the handstand. It's handstands plus something else. It could be a strength component, it could be a harder flexibility challenge. But every day I'm doing this and it branches off into lots of things. Now, I don't do as much legs as I used to, or maybe as I should, and I probably don't do as much pulling as maybe I should. So as you can see, what I do is very different than what I'd recommend a beginner does or how I program for someone else. And that basically shows you that this is what I do. We should ignore and we should focus on what you're doing. Put down your basics, what you're working towards, what skills you want to work, where you're at with those skills, and then try and program accordingly. Now, most people fail or don't get the results they want to because of consistency, or they try and look for secrets. They keep changing their program every so often. So, what you want to do is just find some basic guidelines to follow that are easily achievable on a weekly program that you can stick to and fine tune as you go. Now, I hope that helped. It's a difficult one to cover today. There's no cookie cutter thing that fits everybody. Let me know in the comments or send me a message if you have any questions on what you've been working on and how you set your week out. I'll be interested to know. Thumbs up and subscribe would be appreciated, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks, guys.